you. Do you have any idea where we're going?
Touch me. Yeah, I know where you're going.
Where are we going?
We're going to beat your ass if you don't leave me alone. That's where we're going.
Okay, so where we're going, I don't think anybody knows where they're going right now. I think they're just marching all over town.
Well, it was believed there was going to be a curfew last night from midnight to 6 a.m., and Judge Jeanine Pirro joins us right now. What do you make of, as it turns out, the curfew was not enforced. As long as everybody was peaceful, they could stick around a bit.
Right. Last night was more about protests than it was about riots. I mean, but I think that what the police have done is they've made a decision that we're going to try to be as low-key here as possible so that it doesn't appear that there is this fight going on, and although it was horrific. What happened on Wednesday night was horrific. I think all Americans needed to take stock of the rioters. I mean, these were not protesters. They were rioters. They were people who were tearing the fabric of our community apart. They were anarchists.
There were a lot of out-of-town agitators. The cops say down there 70% of the people they arrested had out-of-town ID.
Right. Is that any surprise? I mean, what these people do is they go around the country to make trouble. And it's the people in the community who suffer. The African-American community. The African Americans who were victims of their own crime, of black-on-black crime. And what they're doing now is they're disrupting a society, and they're disrupting the peaceful society that people want, and they're creating their own narrative.
Judge, what are they protesting? Because in the beginning, remember, it was Black Lives Matter. They felt like black people were getting killed by white cops. But here in Charlotte, it's a black officer.
It's a black cop, a black person who was shot. What they want is just to make trouble. You see, they need this narrative for the election. This is all about the election. Black Lives Matter and this whole movement funded by Soros is all about the Democratic election, giving the Democrats some reason to join together to come out and vote for the Democratic Party. It's why these illegals who were supposed to be deported were given citizenship. It's why there is this movement to get people to vote and sign up to be citizens. That's what's going on right now. It's all about the election.
Judge, what could be the reason why the body cam camera and the dash cam camera video is not out? What could be the reason there?
Well, the reason that it's not out, first, Brian, think about the fact. You've got the DA's office, you've got the State Bureau of Investigation, you've got the DOJ, the FBI, and Internal Affairs. That's a minimum of 5 law enforcement organizations or agencies looking at this case. There will be a grand jury investigation as sure as I'm sitting here right now. I've done these cases. The one thing you don't want is to get the evidence out so people start tailoring their testimony to what they think they see in the video, or someone putting themselves in the situation. The video will then make it clear what happened. If some person comes out and says, I saw this. Well, the video doesn't show that. It's a truth-telling system where we can say who's telling the truth and who isn't. And by the way, the law is clear. They passed a law saying October 1, you cannot get this without a court order. There's a reason for that.
Well, we're not up to October 1st. So we're going to talk to the governor about that in a little bit. But first, you mentioned the election. Hillary Clinton not doing well with millennials. And you look at the four-way races, Gary Johnson's got 10% pretty much across the country.
Right.
She's doing her best, including sitting between two ferns with a very funny guy with some hard questions. Watch this.
What happens if you become pregnant? Are we going to be stuck with Tim Kaine for 9 months? How does this work?
I could send you some pamphlets that might help you understand.
Are you down with TPP?
I'm not down with TPP.
No, you're supposed to say, yeah, you know me. Like the hip-hop group.
Don't tell me what to say.
Any regrets over losing the Scott Baio vote?
Not a one.
So it wasn't heartbreaking that...
No.
Yeah, but Chachi. What's the best way to reach you? Email?
If looks could kill. She seems to be a good sport there.
Well, you know, she's a good sport. Really, the woman, if she's a good sport, she should be out campaigning. This was time so that she could get 3... Why? Because, first of all, she's not up to the job. She doesn't have the stamina. What she's doing is she's got these 3 days off to prepare for the debate, and this was time so that this would get the attention it needed to get while, you know, Donald Trump is out there meeting with people, tens of thousands at a clip, and, you know, she figures she'll get the attention through this.
I think Donald Trump would be great on this. However, the producer came out and said that Donald Trump doesn't have, his too thin a skin to
and he hasn't invited him.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't invited him. I mean, thin skin. I mean, the guy, no nobody would be able to mess my hair up on national television.
Yeah,
but you know,
tried it once. You hit him.
Huh? Did you try it? Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't think you didn't try it. I mean, it's kind of hard at this point.
By the way, we should also point out the thing between the two ferns was actually taped on the day it was announced that she had, I think the day she was diagnosed with pneumonia.
Yeah, she didn't look too good there either. You know, she hasn't looked too good lately. She looks very low energy. It's almost the Jeb Bush thing going on with Hillary.
Right. Well, let's see how she looks on Monday, because she's going to be out in public that night.
Oh, she'll be fired up, I'm sure. She'll have 4 days of rest. It's like a vacation.
We're going to be watching you this weekend.
Yes, on Justice this weekend, I go to Modell's. You know, all this issue about Hillary and her health and the age of the presidential candidates. I went to Modell's to find out what people think about whether or not our candidates are in good health.
Gotta go to Moe's. We watch a lot of commercials.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Judge, thank you very much.
Saturday night.
All right.